That's
Yeah.
more like Century World.
Yeah.
Another place you guys got to get to someday. Like the greatest hospitality stations in the history of the world. Like you go in there and you're like, I'll get a steak sandwich. I'll get a cheeseburger, and I'll get 25 different things of candy and chips and beef jerky and elk turkey and 8 beverages and
Then you're walking back to your cart like,
right.
where do I put all this stuff?
Well, the one of the best parts is like your next round, you always have really good snacks left over that you just find.
Oh,
You're like,
yeah.
yeah, they've got elk jerky in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Whole Story Podcast. Jonathan, how you doing today?
I'm good. We are rolling through people. We just talked to Paul. Again, a skill set that I don't have of writing.
I'm working on it.
Telling incredible golf stories.
I'm working on it.
It's a great medium that I don't know if I have I just don't know if I could sit down and do it. I remember last time I sat down and wrote much.
I do enjoy talking with writers. Paul Seifert, WISCO Golf Addict, is our guest today. I do enjoy talking to writers just because, kind of like photographers, kind of like people that are designing courses, things like that. It's a creative piece of their skill set that they're able to take and craft these things called words and sentences. And make you feel like you are there, right? Like make you feel like you are part of what they are describing. So he does a great job describing courses, resorts, all kind of things. I got to meet him, as you'll hear, at Sand Valley for the media preview play for the Commons. You know, he's as the name gives away, he's a Wisconsin native. So yeah, he does some great stuff and just has become a good friend in a quick period of time, like so many of our guests have been. So it's a fun chat.
Yeah.
Fun chat.
A really testament to following a passion for a long time and then finally having the opportunity to turn it into maybe a business. As you'll hear him say, like, hopefully it works. It seems to be a little bit, but there's always a trepidation whenever you get to that point.
Yeah, it'll work. I mean, I have faith in people, and he's someone that, again, been doing it as a passion project,
right.
Side hustle for so long that he's good at it. I don't know if perfected. He wouldn't say he's perfected it, but he provides good value to those he works with. So, yeah, great chat. I think everybody's going to like this one. As always, many thanks to Summit Golf Brands. Jonathan's rocking a hood or a collared quarter zip.
It's a quarter
Trying to
zip.
think of the word, from Karn Golf Links. Got the flag there. Jonathan's got a quarter zip. That's what, a zero restriction one, or is that a Beach Ratty?
This is a Beach Ratty. Apparently it was an older one, but I knew I was going to stay on brand. And it's fantastic. The little waffle weave to it. All their clothes are just super comfortable to put on. Yeah,
no, they're a good friend of the programs. Beach Ratty, like you have on there. I've got the polo. Zero restriction, we talked about playing in some rough weather, make some great rain gear and other stuff. But yeah, check out any of their websites. Use BestBall20 and you get 20% off your order. Also, many thanks to Western Birch. As we talk about all the time, we are scattering best ball golf tees wherever we get a chance to play some golf. I left some there at Sand Valley on the different courses, but they make great golf tees. You can customize them. Go to westernbirch.com, use Best Ball, get a little free gift. So thanks to those guys. But yeah, today's guest is Paul Seifert, WISCO Golf Addict. You guys enjoy. All right, well, today's guest on the Whole Story Podcast, a new friend. I've been following him for a while, but actually got to connect, and I'm sure we'll talk about this. But we got to connect and play some golf in person. Paul Seifert, the WISCO Golf Addict. Paul, welcome.
Thank you, Robbie. I appreciate it. I'm excited to be here and talk to you guys today.
Yeah, well, I figured I needed to wear my Mammoth Dunes hat. I didn't buy many hats. I did get a flag from Lido, and I got a coffee mug from Sedge Valley, which you and I got to play together, but we actually met in person. I had been following your stuff for a while, but we got to meet in person at the Commons media preview play there at Sand Valley in your home state of Wisconsin. So it was nice to finally put a face and actual in-person contact together. But very, very big fan of what you do and all the stuff you're doing for your blog and everything else. So glad you could join us.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate it, man. It's been a lot of fun, doing this Instagram page and the website over the last 15 years. And it was awesome to meet you as well out of the Commons.
Yeah.
We got some good golf in there too at Sedge Valley. That was a great time.
Oh man, what a good day! What a good day with our guy Victor.
Yeah,
Remember the cat? Yeah, he was
yeah,
awesome. He was awesome. Well, we might talk a little more about that day and just our time there in particular. But as we start with all our guests, we want to know, like, how did you get into golf? Like, what was the thing that got you into the game? Did somebody hand you a club in the crib, or did you fall in love with the game later?
yeah. Unlike my son, who I got started in junior golf at the age of 2. He's now in his 5th year of junior golf as an 8-year-old, which is crazy. But unlike him, like I got started really in golf when I was 10 years old. My dad was the son when I grew up, and he'd barter on occasion with people that didn't want to like pay money, I guess. So he bartered with the head coach at our high school to give my brother and me a couple of golf lessons. So we did that when we were little kids. I joined some leagues at Wanaki Golf Course in Sussex or Menominee Falls. Played leagues there with my buddies Dan and Dave. Over the years, played a bit, played a little my freshman year of high school. Wish I would have stuck with it, but I played a million other sports. And then kind of, just played over summers for a while until a bit after college. Then I started up the website. So I started up the website with the idea of basically, I couldn't believe how easy it was to create a blog and write stuff that like got out there. And it was free, and I was just this perpetually single guy who had too much time on my hand, played too many sports. And my first idea was it was going to be WISCO Sports Addict. I was going to talk about, the 4 softball leagues a week that I played in, the 2 volleyball leagues a week I played in, the golf I played, all that kind of stuff. And I did one initial course review, and I started hearing from like a lot of friends who I didn't even know played golf who were into it, and it kind of led to a huge network of friends who, I play golf with. I started doing more course reviews. And one of my initial goals is like, it'd be so awesome making a free round of golf someday. Now we fast forward to here, and it's like, oh my God, it's just too much golf at times. But I don't know if there's ever too much golf.
Yeah, I don't know if there's ever too much golf, right?
Well, if you were going to talk about too much golf and you're listening to us on the podcast, pause this. We say this quite often. Go to our YouTube channel and check out the background, because the number of golf balls that you've got behind you, you've clearly taken this to as far as it can go right now. Like, talk about the course.
That's just his hole-in-one cabinet.
Right.
No, never had one of those yet. But yeah, I did create this 203 ball golf ball cabinet probably 8 years ago. I'm switching out balls constantly, taking out lesser courses for better ones. And it's just been an ongoing project for many, many years.
Very nice. Well, you said you started WISCO Golf Addict just kind of as a fun project because, again, it was free. Wrote a course review. Were you a writer in school? Like, is that something you just enjoyed doing, or how did you get an itch to do that?
Yeah, I've always been a good writer. I've always enjoyed writing. I had an English emphasis in college, which doesn't really mean anything, but I took a lot of English courses because I always did for me. But I always enjoyed the process of writing and creative writing, especially.
That's awesome. Well, I that's something that we are trying to tap into a little more is figuring out how to write. It's one thing to tell stories, and I feel like Jonathan and I, we both come from sales backgrounds where, we ask questions and try to get out of the way, and so we're trying to develop that writing skill as we go along. But you started out, I guess, covering things in your backyard, right? Things in Wisconsin, but it's developed and expanded beyond there, correct?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the first courses I did were all like little muni courses, little public courses are like 20-25 bucks to play. And then I'll never forget like the first great courses that I played that really, really hooked me on like golf courses and, the greatness that's out there. The first ones for me were like the Bowl at Pinehurst Farms. I played the Meadow Valleys course at Black Wolf Run, the Irish or Whistling Straits, a few others that were like, this is different, and so that kind of propelled me into like this other universe or other echelon of golf courses. But yeah, I started with all the munis. It was like for me, like an incredible round was like Fire Ridge, which you guys obviously don't know about, but it's like a $50 or $60 course, maybe a half hour for me, and now I'm like, now it's like Whistling Straits and French Lick and Stream Song and Sand Valley and all those places, and I never have enough time to get to them all.
Yeah, no, that is crazy. And so you and I met at Sand Valley. You'd been there a number of times before. It was my first trip there. It was my first time in Wisconsin, maybe ever, but especially to play golf, and just fell in love with it. I guess if you start at Sand Valley, it's probably hard not to fall in love with Wisconsin golf, right?
Absolutely.
How many times have you gotten there to experience that place?
I think I've been to Sand Valley 10 or 12 times. So the first times I was there were super interesting. Like they did before anything was developed, they had media days, before any holes were designed or grounded. Very little ground had been moved. Like I'll never forget my first time in Sand Valley. So on the way up, I stopped and played Northern Bay, and I was just gonna play 9 holes. It was like I'm not gonna go play golf at Sand Valley because nothing's built yet. And that was the fastest round of golf I ever played in my life. I played an hour, 24 minutes in Northern Bay, 18 holes, shot an 83, and just. But then I got to Sand Valley earlier than I expected, and the directions just said to park by 13th and Archer. And all it is like these back roads, in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and there's like ATV trails everywhere, and just like huge, tall jack pine forests everywhere. And so I'm in like the middle of the boondocks, the middle of all these trees on a back road. And I just parked there, and I'm like, all right, I'm by 13th and Archer. Or it might have been 11th and Archer. I can't remember. But I sat there for like 10 minutes in my car, and I'm like, all right, either I'm going to get murdered or I'm going to like witness something incredible today. And then, finally, after like 10 minutes, Gary D'Amato, who's a famous golf writer in our area, showed up, and he's like, Paul, are we at the right place? I have no idea. Gary, I have no idea. And until the Pepper Sports and the Trade Golf folks showed up and took us back to check out all the land, see kind of what the plans were. And so I've been going to media days there for probably, I don't know, since maybe 2015 or 16, and then try to get there at least once or twice a year. She'll be building courses for like 10 to 12 years.
Yeah,
it's like heaven.
For everyone who stopped writing their junior year of high school, how exactly do you find an inspiration in a situation like you're literally just like, here's some woods, here's some dirt, but it's going to be really cool. So how do you convey that sort of thing? Because obviously you can go to a fantastic course, you can get the white glove treatment, and there's something to talk about. But how do you help paint that picture through words when it's literally not even built yet?
I think that's probably the best time to write about things, like where your creative juices can really get flowing, because it's a blank canvas.
Make it up.
Well, there's a little bit of conjecture there, but obviously the stories they tell us about what they're going to do. And I remember Bill Coore talking with us, in one of those first media days, just kind of giving us that visual story, and showing the routing. And first media days, we walked out when it was being seated, and Coore was like on a I can't remember the name of the machine, but he's on the 6th green at the original Sand Valley course. He's just like shaping it, and so we walked up, and he's like, hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? And kind of goes over like his whole spiel, and everything he's passionate about and being a part of the process and the design. And and so you get all that ideation, all those visuals, and they may not be like super visual, but you can tell that story, and that's something that everybody was interested in, obviously. So when you put it together in a way people like to read, it's exciting because it really gets out there.
Well, one thing you've done combining your writing with some excellent photography, and certified drone pilot, correct?
Yep.
So you've kind of added all the different ways to tell a story, both the written word, some visual stuff, obviously some great videos. Do you have a favorite? Like, is there a favorite way to capture and tell a story?
Yeah, I'm absolutely hooked on drone photography these days. So I started that about 5 years ago, maybe 6. Just got a new Mavic 4 Pro in this week that I'm really excited to test out, but we've had just the crappiest skies and weather lately, so
I've seen some of your videos. It's been pretty windy, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just been, I don't know, we're going through that like autumn where everything's kind of dark right now, but I'm so excited for the fall colors and getting out there with a 100 megapixel, lens and 8K video. It's gonna take everything to a whole new level.
It sounds like you need a new computer to process all that.
I'm kind of nervous about that. I
Right.
think to upgrade like the storage and Lightroom, the storage on Google Drive, computer for it, but hopefully the clients come as well. So,
Yeah. So what's been your strategy for growing the business, for getting these invites to come out and tell stories of places? Like how have you done it? What has been the secret sauce?
yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is that I've always seen myself as a true partner to the golf industry. I'm going out there and I'm putting my best intentions to help, to help them with their stories and helping them, put their best foot forward and get them in front of, throngs of Midwest, mostly golf enthusiasts. But I think it's always been a partnership for me where I'm never gonna bash a place. If I don't like it, I'm not gonna write about it. You know, things like that where it's showing that we're on the same page. We're in the same industry. We're all trying to help. We're all doing our best and putting things out there that'll inspire and that'll hopefully help them fill the tee sheets and maybe climb some lists, rankings and things like that.
So we got to scratch that question. What's the worst golf place that you've ever played? You're not going to answer that one.
We're still,
No, you
well,
don't have to answer that one. You just said you don't.
Yep.
I don't even know if I even have an answer for that. I play so few places that aren't like memorable
But it's still golf, right?
it's still golf, exactly, and it fits a purpose.
Yeah.
Well, we talk about it all the time. I've played courses that you're like, it's not in great condition, but then you just have to adjust your golf game. We played a course that we went to on purpose, knowing what the condition was going to be like. And the reason that it wasn't in great condition was on purpose as well. I'm not going to list who it was. It was the most fun we had for an afternoon. The greens were dry and rock hard because they were going to do some work on it literally the next day. And we didn't care. All of a sudden it's like, well, you can't hit 150 yard, 9-iron because it's just literally going to bounce off like a track. So suddenly you're playing different, but it was a day of golf. We're out with one of your friends, or we're meeting new people whenever we went back out and played again. Like at some point, the course almost gets in the way, or at least goes into the background on those good days.
Sure.
That was fun where you hit like a 260-yard drive that bounces and goes out to about 400 something.
Right.
Yeah. Because it was all baked out. No, that was a good day. I know what you're talking about. How do you balance your workload, right? Like I imagine you have places calling you up saying, "Hey, Paul, like we want to get you here. We've got a media event. We're trying to do this." Or, "Hey, just come to our course for the day, throw up your drone, write a story about us." How do you keep track of that? Because you married, you got a family. Like, how do you make all this stuff work? Because you've expanded beyond the Wisconsin border.
Yeah. I've been all over the country. Doing a lot of out of state stuff. Like next week we'll be heading down to Gulf Shores, Alabama. The following trip's coming up. Working right now on trying to find stuff like down south. So a little background. Like I spent 17 years doing sales for healthcare equipment. So in April, I originally had tried to go part-time so that I could kind of better, navigate the whole situation of doing this as much as I can, which is my true passion, the family and the 6 and 8-year-old, and then work, of course, and part-time. So I had to finally make the decision to leave. No severance or anything like that, which is scary as hell. But I've been doing this full-time since April 13th. I do miss the salary quite a bit, I'll be honest. But as far as as far as deciding where to go and what to take on, it's a lot of it's, is it something that's being paid? That's obviously important to me right now because I've still gotta make money. I've got to provide for my family. So like the paid photo jobs, the paid writing jobs, the destination type work, all that kind of stuff is really important for me right now. But then obviously the places that just inspire me, like if Sand Valley says we got a media day, I'm never even going to get paid by Sand Valley. They've got one or two photographers that they use, and they've got an incredible photographer on staff, Brandon Carter.
Yeah.
You know, I'm never going to pass up going to Sand Valley for a free trip. That will never happen. You know, so like stuff like that, you know, where it's you know, obviously trying to put my business first, which is really strange for me because I did this mostly free, you know, for probably 14 years or 15 years. But then obviously, you're doing all this stuff that's going to lead to great content, that's going to, you know, allow me to fill the winter months, with awesome writing, awesome imagery, and kind of keep things going when, you know, from November to April when there's no golf to be played and no beautiful golf courses to shoot here in Wisconsin.
As a guy who traveled a lot for business and left my family often, here's a pro tip. Whenever you're in Cabo and it's 80 degrees and your wife's back in Wisconsin with a 6 and an 8-year-old and it's minus 20, don't send pictures of what you're having for dinner.
You know, and I've seen the itinerary and I've looked at the restaurants.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Kelly's gonna be pissed.
At some point, you'll have to make sure you have enough Sky Miles that she gets to go on a couple of those trips.
Yes, and I'll take them on as many trips as I can, and like destination reviews, where it's like, you know, from a family standpoint, you know, what's it do for kids, what's there to do for the wife, is there spa, the pools, all kind of stuff. Like I try to do a good mixture of, you know, buddies trips and family trips to even that out.
Well, Jonathan's going to recommend the tacos there at one of the courses in Cabo.
Oh my gosh.
You talk about Craig's Porch and the dollar tacos you get there at Sand Valley. Well, Jonathan's story about, you know, that's really where he fell in love with golf, is when they serve tacos every few holes.
That's right. They had some, I don't even know where we went. I've got it somewhere on a shelf. But they had a taco stand. So after 3 holes, there's a taco stand, and then they loop you back around another 3 holes, and it's the same taco stand. And all your tacos and a free alcoholic beverage was included in every single place. So I think I had like 15 to 20 tacos throughout the day, because they had on the front 9 and the back 9. And it was great. By the 16th hole, I didn't care. I mean, my golf game was what it is, and I didn't care. I was like, we're getting to a taco stand here in about a hole, so I'm still happy.
Just keep that ball moving forward, because we got
That's
tacos to get to.
I picked it up and just rode along with people who were playing, because I knew I had tacos coming up in a hole or two.
Have you guys ever been to Stream Song?
No,
not yet.
Okay, so every course of Stream Song is similar to Sand Valley, where each one has its own like signature food, you know. And I think it's the red course has like barbecue on a stick. I think the course that has fish tacos, you know, and I can't remember what's on the black course, but it's unbelievable. But it's not like $1.50 or $2 like it is at Sand Valley. That's the tougher part.
Yeah.
The Cabo tacos were free. That was my favorite part too. It was included in the round.
That's more Century World. Not the place you guys got to get to someday. Like the greatest hospitality stations in the history of the world. Like you go in there and you're like, I'll get a steak sandwich. I'll get a cheeseburger, and I'll get 25 different things of candy and chips and beef jerky and elk turkey and 8 beverages. And
then you're walking back to your cart. Like,
right.
Where do I put all this stuff?
Well, one of the best parts is like your next round, you always have really good snacks left over that you just find. They've got elk jerky in here, you know, like stuff like.
Oh my gosh,
very nice. That is one thing you talk about, finding stuff in your bag. When we played at Sedge, I think we got the Italian beef sandwich, which was just incredible. But I grabbed a cookie as well, and I forgot about it until you get back into the room that night and you're trying to clean out your bag a little bit. I'm like, ooh, bonus cookie here. Here we go. So
I'm gonna eat that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
That would be the other pro tip. Whenever you gain 30 pounds in about 6 months because you've been eating like you don't eat anywhere else in your life.
I don't know. Paul's a pretty fit guy, so maybe he can add to his writing how to stay fit when traveling to all the nice places.
Walk 18 holes every day.
Well, yeah, I don't walk that much. Like we'll walk at, you know, Sand Valley and Whistling Straits and those kind of places. But usually it's always visiting, you know, so it's for content, and they always put us in carts. But I do plan on walking a lot more in the future. I'm probably going to work on a project also with Stewart Golf, and you know, kind of showcase that part of the game a bit more as well. But I wouldn't say fit. It's more like skinny fat these days. It's just a dad bod, you know? I think I'm just soft.
I
That's
love it.
awesome.
I love it. Well, where are some of the places that you haven't been that you hope to get to soon?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest one for me is the East Coast.
Come on down.
Let's go.
Would love to. But yeah, I mean, the East Coast above like North Carolina, I've never played golf. I've never, I've been like for business in the past, in New York, New Jersey, and Boston, and all those kind of places. And I've been to 48 of the states, but I've never played golf in anything like Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Delaware. So I need to kind of scratch that itch soon. Hopefully, get to play like those, like the Shinnecox and all those. It might be a couple of years down the road. I might have to grow a little bit more on my reach.
No, I don't know, man. We probably follow a lot of the same folks through the different accounts and stuff. But so many of our friends that are photographers and stuff that have been over into that Long Island area and have just captured the beauty of that place and all the different places. Like that too, for me is a place that's on like the bucket list area of the country. So yeah, I want to get up there.
Apollo is way up there, and then NGLA is like my number. I think that I'd love to get to someday.
Yeah.
From a business entrepreneur, someone's listening to this and they've got an idea, right? Robbie and I talk about it all the time. I tell folks in 5 years, it will be 5 years, right? Whether you do it or you don't.
Right.
What was that like? Because most golfers have families that can't just quit and do whatever they want. What was that conversation like in your household to finally say, hey, we're going to take this leap. This is our plan. This is how much time we're giving it, maybe in case it doesn't work. Like, what does that look like for maybe some aspiring writer or photographer that's out there thinking they want to take that step?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly started with my wife. So this is a huge passion for me. I mean, I absolutely love what I do. I'm going to put time into it and energy into it either way, whether it's, whether I've got another job or not, which I of course do. And that came off wrong. Anyways, so she, and I'm fortunate that she has an excellent job as well, but both she and my brother especially really pushed me. My brother left, he just couldn't take corporate anymore, similar to the way I did. It's just, you're just sick of being, stuck in a building at some point, and you want to, let those creative juices flow, and you want to be able to, put together your own calendar and do the things that you love and enjoy, and I think I got it to a point after 14 or 15 years where I'm doing stuff that's really valuable. And, when people work with me, like most of the country clubs I work with, they'll say like, this is the best marketing material we've ever had. Like we send it to every single person who inquires about joining our club. Things like that where there's true value there. And I've built such a great network within Wisconsin, especially over the years, where it's the number of projects I got this year was far higher than I expected. Now, the problem, of course, is that going, while leaving corporate America, I was like, all right, I'm going to offer this introductory price to make sure I stay busy. So I've been charging way too little is the problem, so like, whereas, this past year I was advertising with these $2,500 projects and had to push that up, obviously, to be able to keep doing this or take out 1 million more of them or, diversify a bit more, which we'll look at as well. It was kind of a circuitous answer there, but does it kind of get at what you're looking for or what else?
Yeah, I mean, it's what every entrepreneur struggles with, right?
Yeah.
Of how do we make this leap? What does it look like to have a family that supports you in that? Like, there's no way around that. And I think you've said it a couple times, and for a lot of folks, they may not hear it because they're looking at you going, well, he's just doing the dream. That's what I want to do. 14 years writing without the dream, still doing the job, still doing the thing. And 14 years of developing the skill that now has enough value that really drives that home for folks, right?
Yeah, 100%. So Kelly, my wife Kelly, she just, we had an honest conversation one time where she's like, you need to quit your job. She's like, you're doing something that does not make you happy. You have a passion for this. People are paying you for this. It's like, if you give it your full attention, we can make it work. We can make that happen. I didn't have the time before leaving my that happen where I could come up with the income needed, um, while doing my other job. That said, like I said, I missed the hell out of my old paycheck, but it's we're on a route right now that's gonna lead to. I think that's going to lead. The first year in something like this and taking a leap, you really take it on the chin financially. But I'm figuring out so many things, like what I want to do, what I don't want to do, the projects I like, how to charge, how to prospect, how to move away from doing things for trade and you know prove the value of what I'm doing so that it's valuable and that's paid stuff. And all that's coming together really nicely. Where I'm just excited for next year. Very nervous about paying taxes for this year. Yeah.
Tax write-offs.
Oh, there's a lot of those.
Every golf ball that you have on your thing up
new
there.
drone, gonna write that out.
Computer.
Yep. Very nice. Well, has your golf game improved, I guess, as you've been doing this? I know when we were together and you said, hey, will you film this? And you kind of narrated the whole, it was a par 3 or something. Cody leans over, he's like, he's about to hit a good shot. He always hits good shots when he does these. And of course you did. Like, has overall, though, your golf game improved? You are a good golfer to start with.
I wouldn't say I'm a good golfer. There was a time I was down in the 5s, right around the time our son was born. I've kind of slowly drifted upward into the 8s, like around there since. But I'm just kind of comfortably in that area. I'll shoot anywhere from 78 to 86 on a given day. But it's funny, like those signature par 3 videos. It feels so cheesy, and I have to throw out the disclaimer every single time we do it. It's like I'm sorry, but like, I have to do this at every course I go to. Like every round I play, I have to do this. It's like a signature par 3, and I don't love the word signature par 3 either, but or signature hole. But it's like I have to do this because like it's part of my shtick. It's part of what I do, and you wouldn't believe how many people like see those. So they were at Hidden Glen Golf Club in Cedarburg. And they got this island hole on the 4th hole, and it was playing 115 from the combo tees yesterday. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna hit this sweet knockdown. That's gonna hit the middle of the green, check up, and just
you hit the rocks, didn't you?
Oh, drilled the rocks, yeah. So that sucks. In my head, it was like it made sense. Then it executes with like, was a terrible idea. But video like that after 17, 18 hours, it's gotten like 2,700 views. So I mean, people watch them and they like them, and I know it's cheesy, but it's fun for me to do. I enjoy it. So
you feel like you have to slip into your best Jim Nance whenever you're starting to call it?
I gotta find a way to like move around a little bit less, like do a little bit less of the club and not be so kind of spastic looking on film.
But it's impressive because you're talking right up to the point, like there's no practice swings or whatever, but he's kind of like, here's the hole, here's the details at this course, bam, hits his shot. And it's very impressive.
And then the one thing like that comes in your mind at the end of it is always like, it's got to be under a minute, so
that's true.
I better hit this ball,
That's true.
Sometimes it's so great because you're not thinking about it, and sometimes you hit shots like I did into the rocks at Hidden Glen yesterday.
Do you have, as far as like, again, trying to raise money and make this thing a profitable thing, besides courses and resorts, places paying you to come do your thing, do you have brands that want to associate themselves with you, like on the website, or, try to throw a logo somewhere?
Yeah, so that's also part of it, and somewhere I'd really like to grow. So one of the avenues when you're doing golf, when you're working in the golf industry, basically as like a content creator type person, one of the avenues that you can take is through affiliate marketing. I've got, I think, 112 affiliate programs, and probably 105 of them do like zero. And so like a few weeks ago, I was up at Windsong Farm in outside Minneapolis, Minnesota, for a media weekend, and I spent some time again with a friend of mine, Sean Ogle of Breaking 80, and he is like the master of affiliate marketing. We're talking about like the revenue he makes from that, like 7 figures. And
including
I'm like,
the decimal or not including the decimal?
No, well, I don't know if we should put that out there. Obviously, flabbergasted. I'm like, I was excited to be like 17 grand on affiliate marketing last year. He's like, you're doing it wrong. He's like, we got to talk about this. Like, you got to figure out how to, better position things, how to better present them. And so that's something I want to focus on this winter, because we're bringing a lot of value, to golf brands, new commitment apparel, all that kind of stuff. And we're writing great stuff. We're taking incredible photos of it. We're putting it out there in the world. It's just, we got to find ways for people, when we do influence them, that this is a great product and it's something that could fit in the golf game. We're getting paid for it. And so that's something that I've got to focus on, how to, better take advantage of those kind of avenues. It's the money, the commission's there for a reason. It's just, how do we, get a better portion of that, I guess.
Yeah. How to make it as natural as possible, that it just flows into what you're already doing, because you don't want to change what you're doing, right? Like, you're telling a story, you're painting a picture, you're describing something, and you don't want to be like, hold on, let me just jump into a commercial in the mid-sentence or something like that.
Turned into a NASCAR interview at the end of the race.
Yeah.
So I tried doing that last week. We were at the Wisconsin Country Club, and I'd just gotten in this new shot scope rangefinder that had like the WISCO Golf Addict logo on the side and everything. And I was like, all right, so my new shot scope rangefinder says 137 yards to the pin, but 139 including slope. And I was like, it felt a little awkward, but I love the product. It's a great product. It was very comparable to my Bushnell, which I consider the truth.
Put that one away and then get at your real one.
Right. Well, I felt kind of like, I was like, I don't know if that felt totally natural throwing a product in there, but I've got to get, more comfortable with doing those kind of things with the products that I love and trust.
Yep. Completely understand. Well, what's next? What, I know you mentioned a couple things, but do you have different avenues you want to expand into?
Yeah, one of the big things for me right now is moving into, finally doing a little bit of advertising on the site. And also looks through sponsored content. And it's weird talking about this stuff where like money matters, but once you're out on your own, you don't have that paycheck coming. It's like, I want to do this as long as I can. And I'm not going to be able to if I don't, change some things as far as that goes. So I'm working on finding like some sponsorships. One of my great ideas was like Diamonds in the Rough, sponsored by Kessler's Jewelers. One of the ones I'd love to do is Wisconsin's Greatest Golf Holes, which will be the exact kind of flyovers that I do professionally for golf courses, like the drone video flyovers of the best holes in Wisconsin. And that include like the highlights of them, and it's sponsored by whoever. But finding things like that that'll fit in nicely with my golf content, with partners, who are pretty big players and who will fit naturally with that. And then of course, this winter I've got just loads of content coming, just like mother loads of content. It's unbelievable. I've photographed 68 courses so far this season.
Wow.
So 68 different golf courses I've done drone photography on this season. So the content's just going to be going wild. And then of course trying to set up jobs and set up partnerships for next season as well, over the winter, and hopefully finding stuff to do down south that'll give me new jobs while it's really shitty here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and get you closer to us so we can go play some more golf.
For sure, I'd love to. And of course, we get to hang out at the PGA show.
Absolutely,
one of my favorite weeks of every year.
Yeah, no, we've had it on the calendar for a couple of years now, and just haven't made it a priority. But this year we will be there, so we're excited. So
it's. If you haven't been, I mean, it's absolutely worth making the trip down there for. Just the people you meet from all the different companies, just all the other golf meetings who are there, you get to network with and kind of put faces to names. It's so worth it. And plus, it's a little reprieve or escape from Wisconsin during crappy weather. Although every year the weather sucks in Florida that time of week. Last year we played Streamsong Black. It was 37 degrees, raining sideways. We got through 5 holes, or 5 layers of clothes on, heated vests, heated hand warmers. We got rained out on the 6th hole because it was literally underwater. And
wow,
it seems to happen every year. It's just bookended by 70 degrees and sunny, and when PGA week is 40.
Yeah, we actually had a golf trip planned with a different group that later that weekend. That's part of the reason we didn't go. And it snowed at Myrtle Beach for like the first time in 40 something years. I don't know, but so we were at Caledonia, looking between the gates because they had it closed off because there was like 6 inches of snow. Beautiful course, beautiful in the snow, but not what we were hoping for.
Yeah. I'm hoping to get back to Myrtle next year with a few members of my team. I love True Blue. Played there.
Oh yeah.
Huge fan of Mike Strang's work, obviously. Still didn't play Caledonia, and I want to get to Tidewater.
Yeah, there's a couple to choose from.
What?
Yep. Well, good. Well, let me ask you this as we start to close this thing out. What is the story of your most memorable golf shot?
Most memorable golf shot. I would say one of them. There are actually a lot that come to mind, but I've never had a hole-in-one. So just before my son was born, I was out. We live on North Hills Country Club in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. Right next to our house is this maybe the best known hole in the course, which is the 6. We live right on tee box. Like you drive toward this big steeple in the distance, the ball trundles down the hill leftward, toward the green. And after that one is my favorite par 3 on the course, which is the 7th. It's a 175-yard shot, way uphill, 29 feet uphill. So it's totally blind, over the river, uphill. This one day, like I used to always like after work, I'd go out and I'd take a couple clubs and I'd play a 2-hole loop, 4-hole loop, 6-hole loop or whatever. And this one day, like on 7, it just felt so good. Like I hit this shot and I'm like, that's got to be in the hole. And I was just playing by myself, and I was like, it was just perfect. It was a little tight draw, hit right where it should. It was going right toward it and then disappeared, but you can't see obviously. And I was like, it felt so good. I wanted to hit another. So I hit another. This one like faded it a little bit right at the flag, like on the right side of the pin. I've got a 2-hole-in-ones, and I've never had it in my life, and it would not have counted by any means because there's nobody there to witness it. It was just a 4-hole loop that I was playing and all that. But I like when I walked up there, I like put on my phone on record, go across the bridge, start going up the hill, and so one was just past the hole. Like a couple feet past the hole, but it was like the perfect line. And of course, the second ball was in the cup, so it was in the 3 anyway, because it was the second shot, but it was like, yeah, it's possible, and I never thought it was, so I had to like take a picture of myself down by the cup, with the ball in there and all that kind of stuff. And then I got off that little euphoria and I saw one other person playing out there. It was a Monday, so nobody else was on the course. And I told them, and he gave me a big high five. And then I played the 12th hole, which is right next to it, and starts it's the 3rd of my 4-hole loop that I'd play. And it's a downhill or slightly downhill par 3, like 145, and hit the bottom of the flag stick, tee shot. So it landed it was like 2 feet from the cup, like still a kick in birdie. But for 15 minutes of my life, I was a big golfer.
Right. Right. You figured something out.
No. And you're like, shit, I knew what I was doing for 15 minutes and never happened again, obviously.
That's great.
Yeah, I love the text with Jonathan. I'm like, I think I might have figured something out. And
every other week,
it's gone immediately.
Yeah. That happens like with my driver. It's like every once in a while I'm like, all right, stand up straighter, hit it just like your practice swings. The practice swings are so fast and smooth. I get over the ball and I can't do it.
No.
Like hook, slice.
Yeah.
Well, it's frustrating, man, but that's kind of the fun of what it is, and especially like the opportunities for greatness, all that kind of stuff where, you get in these positions where you're like, I could do something amazing with this, or I could like take the ball and put it backwards.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, it's fun.
Yeah. It's a great game.
It's golf, man.
Well,
very nice. Well, yeah, go ahead, Jonathan.
I was going to say another thing we like to do is what we call the quick 9. So just a little back and forth, quick questions here. A lot to choose from, it sounds like. What is the favorite course that you've played?
Favorite ever?
Yeah.
Probably Pacific Dunes out of Bandon. That's one of those places I just dream about getting back to. The other one that sits in my mind a lot, though, is Shore Acres. Visuals of that place from playing.
Yeah. What course is at the top of your bucket list?
I would say National Golf Links of America, Sleepy Hollow, and probably Pebble someday.
Yeah.
Maybe Cypress. But
Yeah. All right. You probably know this is going to be a good one too. What is the best course that no one knows about?
for a really long time, and still maybe a little bit, I would always say Pine Hills Country Club in Sheboygan. I've got it as my number one private club in the state of Wisconsin, and I've been shouting it from the rooftops for over a decade, like how great that place is. And anyone who goes and takes a trip to Kohler, if you're a private club member or whatever, have your pro reach out. Most of the people who go there and they play the Straits, they play Black Wolf Run, they play Pine Hills. They'll be like, the most fun course we played was Pine Hills. It's unbelievable. It's so fun.
Love it. All right. Who is in your dream foursome?
Dream foursome. One person who I really enjoy is Jerry Kelly. I just love his attitude.
He's a Wisconsin guy too, right?
He is, yeah. He was a hockey player.
Yeah.
Turned golf, and is just this beat you up kind of attitude. He's so fun and jovial. I think, one person who's really grown on me over the years, who I really like, is Justin Rose. And I can't put a finger on why. I think he did this piece for Ashworth a long time ago, a string song or something, and I was like, I like his style, And then I think it'd be really fun to spend some time with Bryson.
Man, good group.
Can you hit it further than any of them? Okay.
No, not even close anymore. In fact, the older I get, I feel like I'm losing like 10 yards every year. I used to be in like the long drive competition in North Hills. I had it won the last swing by John Zemer. Last swing, he got me at 318. Like,
Yeah.
270.
It still hurts.
I am in the same boat. The older I get, and that's why Jonathan and I started using the stack system.
Yeah.
to try to figure something out, and it definitely helps. At least get it not all the way back to our youthful days, but closer.
Robbie has a college-age son, so it keeps pushing him because Archie's been able to outdrive him for about 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, we quick side story. So doing speed training with the ball and clubs, I took the stack radar out to the driving range, and I'm sitting there swinging it, and I think I hit like 111, 112 swing speed, and I'm like, all right, I'm increasing, right? Because it was like 105, 16. And he's like, let me try a swing. And so he takes one driver swing. It's like 121. I'm like, go away. Just go away.
Archie's he's still bendy. That's why.
Yeah.
At some point you lose your bendiness.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Dad/proud dad moment where you're like,
yeah.
Downhill from here. Like, he's never.
But then you start playing old man golf and you figure out how to beat him, by being the guy that hits it 250 down the middle instead of 300.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
He just texted me and said he heard that. I love it.
I just hopefully have the same passion for it, and so everything I do with them around golf is just trying to get them to enjoy it, and no scores, no competition, no nothing. It's just like, we can do trips with whole lives together and enjoy these in different places.
Yep.
So we'll see.
All right. What is your walk-up song to your first tee?
Walk-up song. Oh man. The funny thing is like I don't really have my own music anymore. My music is my kids' bullshit music. So right now all we hear is K-pop demon harmonies. Like occasionally like I'll use like songs that like my kids listen to constantly, like on Instagram reels and stuff. Like yesterday it was the song Ordinary, which Charlie can't stop listening to, and I was like, oh, it's for this real. But man, I don't know. I still love all the 80s stuff. Like when I play golf, I love listening to like Tom Petty. Also love listening to like the Killers and, stuff like that. But I don't know what the actual song would be. I just feel like I have no musical identity anymore.
Oh, very nice. All right. Favorite club in the bag?
Favorite club in the bag, 6-iron. I've won 5 of the last 9 one club events at North Hills. And as far as I know, I have the all-time record for lowest round. Yeah, 6-iron I shot 80, I think it was 87, I think I shot.
Very nice.
So I think I beat second best in that tournament was, I think, 94. Those are like close to scratch players, so I can have club champion.
So what's the longest shot and shortest shot you hit with a 6-iron?
So one year for the Thanksgiving one club event that we do, I had to get out of it was short-sided greenside bunker on the left of 10, which if you've ever seen is insane. And it's like maybe a 10-yard shot. But I was like basically backwards, and the 6-iron's
Open that face wide
open
open.
all the way.
like sideways / backwards kind of. I put that to like 1 foot, but it was all guesswork. But it's not like I'd never done it before, It's because when we used to go out and play those 3-4-hole loops and all that, like go out and 6-iron.
Yeah.
Nobody else does that,
Yeah.
It's just kind of an unfair advantage, but I'll take the money every year.
Yeah. Jonathan and I have done some 7-iron challenges, but we haven't done it in a while. We need to do that soon.
We should do that again. Yeah.
It's really fun.
It's
kind
a
of
lot of fun.
for you golf. Like you have to think about where am I going to lay up to and where do I want my next shot to come in so it's not over bunkers, so I can the angle, for to roll out the way it should, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I don't have that kind of skill. I'm just like, let's see if I don't lose my ball. I won't lose my ball with a 7-iron. That's the one thing I know.
Right. That's how I feel with my sleep.
Yeah. All right. Favorite snack on the golf course?
Ooh, I've got a lot of those. Love mixed nuts and like M&M type stuff, like the trail mix is great. Love beef jerky. I love a good peanut butter cup.
Nice.
Like that is just always classic.
Got to keep it in the cooler.
Yeah, that's true. I had one that was totally melted the other day. It was in there for 2 weeks. I still ate it.
But still
Like,
good.
Old chocolate off my teeth afterwards. It was disgusting, but it's delicious.
Yep. All right. Well, you obviously have a lot to choose from, but we like asking, what's the favorite golf course logo?
Favorite golf course logo? The one I'm wearing right now, I think this Windsong Farm one's pretty sweet. There's an old
Nice.
farm, like Whistling Straits logo. I love the like. I think Sand Valley and Bandon Dunes do it right as well. Like I'm a big fan of the Mammoth one.
Yeah.
I bought plenty of gear that has the Mammoth on it. I also love the Fox at Sedge Valley.
Yeah.
Bought a few of those pieces as well.
They're all really good.
What's yours? I mean,
favorite from there, I'm not sure. I mean, the Mammoth logo from there is really sweet. But the Sedge Valley Fox was awesome. But
yeah,
I don't know. I got the Lido, the Siren, which is they're all so good.
yeah, they really are. They do it right. They keep it minimal. They keep it something that's just kind of it just speaks to that aura and it's done.
Yep.
And you can put it on anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Last question here. Finish this sentence. The best part of golf is
Enjoying time outside with friends. It's a stress relief. I never play like competitively. I never play where I expect myself to play well. If I hit a shitty shot, I'm like, I was gonna retake it. Like golf is about fun. Golf shouldn't be about like getting pissed off over bad shots or missing a putt or anything like that. It should just be a good time and getting to share that time with friends and people you enjoy spending 4 hours with is awesome. So to me, it's a reprieve. It's stress relief. It's enjoying time in an incredibly beautiful setting with people you enjoy.
We love it. Golf is people. All right. Well, Paul, tell everybody where to find the WISCO Golf Addict stuff.
Yeah. So a lot of social media channels, obviously, all of them are at WISCO Golf Addict, except for Facebook is at WISC Golf Addict because I don't know how, but I screwed that one up. But I still keep it around, even though I don't think anyone follows it. Just my parents can see all stuff I'm doing. Otherwise, it's WISCOGolfAddict.com. Especially if you're a course or operator looking for great storytelling, reach out. I want to talk with you folks, and there's so much good golf out there, and hopefully I'm doing a great job of presenting it and capturing that all.
I think you do a great work. Highly encourage people to check out your stuff. And then, if you're needing a little boost in marketing to fill those tee sheets, give Paul a call and make it happen. So a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun to play with you there at Sedge Valley and hang out for the Commons event. I hope to do it again soon.
Dude, absolutely loved it. Enjoyed your vibe. We're kind of in the same boat. We're like, this is just going to be an whole day. We're going to have fun. We're going to hit some good shots. We're going to hit some crappy shots, but it's going to be a great time.
It'll be a great time. Yeah. Very nice. Well, for Paul and Jonathan, this is Robbie, and you guys have been listening to another episode of the Whole Story Podcast.